Okay, hear me out. The Titanic didn't sink because it just so happened to hit an iceberg. It sank because the three men standing in the way of the creation of the Federal Reserve were on it. In 1910, 6 men met on Jekyll Island just off the coast of Georgia. There, they planned the creation of the U.S. Federal Reserve Bank. The Rockefellers were represented by Nelson Eldridge and Frank Vanderclip. The Rothschilds were represented by Paul Warburg. And J.P. Morgan is represented by Henry Davidson, Charles Norton, and Benjamin Strong. Members of 3 more powerful American empires, Benjamin Guggenheim, Isidor Straus, and John Jacob Astor, all opposed the creation of the Fed. Now, J.P. Morgan owned International Mercantile Marines, a trust he had formed to monopolize trade routes. Because of this, J.P. Morgan controlled the White Star Line, which built the Titanic and its sister ships, the Olympic and the Britannic. In 1911, the Olympic had 2 incidents at sea, and one of these involved a crash with the HMS Hawk. The Royal Navy investigated the crash, found that the Olympic was at fault, and because of this, they wouldn't pay out the White Star Line for damages. We have evidence that J.P. Morgan simply repaired the Olympic, swapped it with the Titanic, and sank that ship for the money he felt he was owed. And you know who was supposed to be on the Titanic but canceled last minute? J.P. Morgan. But you know who was on it and who died? All 3 men who were standing in the way of the creation of the Fed. So J.P. Morgan got his payout, and him, along with the Rothschilds and Rockefellers, got a centralized banking system controlled by none other than themselves.